right, well, so the next one is you shall not steal. Well, boy, this comes in a lot of different forms, you know.
Well, yes, it does. We were actually talking this morning though, about songs, you know, and there are artists out there who have published songs, who have written songs, and they're very careful about protecting that. And so they don't want you to use that song because that's their intellectual property. And there are other ones that say, no, we don't care, you can go ahead and use it and broadcast it freely. You know, just give us credit. So stealing comes in many forms though. You know, we often think of it as just going into the store and grabbing something and walking away if it's less than $900 or $1,000, whatever that was. You know, oh no, it's not stealing because it's less than this much. No, stealing is taking something that's not yours because you are not following the godly principles of that. What does it tell us in the New Testament? If you don't work, you don't eat. Yeah. You know, so if you are not working, that means you also aren't able to buy other things that you might like to have to make your life a little bit easier or whatever. And it also boils down to, I think, when you're taking this away from somebody, you're saying, I'm God because I can take it because I want it. It's mine. But it's also in that thing of an idol. Because this thing's so important to you that you want it, that you're willing to take it away from somebody else, deny somebody else that. So that thing, the object, becomes an idol when you steal that. It's not just taking it, it's making it so important to you that you're willing to denigrate somebody else just so you can have it. And that is just not right. You know, look at all the stores in, San Francisco that you walk into one of the drugstores and everything's behind a glass wall. Yeah. You know, because people steal it. Because they want it for themselves, or they're just going to use it or abuse it. And they are making themselves gods because what they want is more important than anything else.
Well, and you're seeing how this is creating a societal breakdown. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've had the same thing. I go into a Walgreens, and it's not even in a bad area of town, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And there's plexiglass in front of a bunch of this stuff. I can't even understand why this particular item is so theft-worthy. And you have to wait, you have to go then get an employee over with a key, and then how far does that go? We're gonna have everything that way. Things aren't functioning normally because of this. It's not normal to have this, to have these limits. And so we've now got a breakdown of trust. That's not good. You know, trust is an important thing in a society. What the message is, you can't be trusted. But we were talking about beforehand about the intellectual property thing. So it's more than just stealing something. It can be cheating. It can be getting things without payment. There's a lot of forms of stealing, right?
Yes, yes. Just taking something that is not yours, you know, that if something's given to you, then it's a gift. But if you are taking it without paying for it, then you're stealing, no matter what it is. You know, if you go in and if you go to a store and you come out and they charge you the wrong price, they undercharge you by $5. You know, if you just go, oh, okay, thanks, that's $5 in my pocket, and walk out, you're stealing $5 from them. I think that's theft, no matter what. You know, and so anytime you are circumventing paying the value that's being asked, paying what is the agreement on it, you're breaking a covenant basically too, and just taking that. So then you're also violating a relationship with God.
Right, and there's the whole biblical notion of contentment. You know, not complaining but being contented. Mm-hmm. And are we experiencing contentment? If I feel the need to take something like that that does not belong to me, therefore I'm not contented, I'm not being content with what I've been given. And God wants us to have contentment, and I think that's another one of these things behind the things. Because doesn't everybody want to feel contented? I think that's probably a universal thing. I want contentment in my life. And so God, I think, is telling us, you're not going to get contentment taking other people's stuff. You're not going to be contented. You may think you're going to be contented, but you're really not.
And what value do you place on that then? If you took it and you didn't sacrifice anything in time, energy, sweat, or whatever, what value does that object have?
Right.
You know, so, well, this one has no value now, I might as well go get another one. You know, so, but if you work for something and you work hard for it and you pay for it, that has some value in your life. You're gonna take care of it and just enjoy it more, I think. You know, if it's something that you have actually physically worked for on it. I think that's one of the things that God tells us with that, you know, and when even in the curse to Adam, you know, where it's you know, the sweat of your brow, you're gonna work the land. You know I have family that are farmers, and one of the best times of the year is after the crop comes in. Crop comes in and they are just happy as a clam. You know, well, why? You worked and worked and worked hard, but they have a reward on it. And I think that's why you feel when you work for something, you actually purchase it. You get it, you go, I have a reward for what I've worked for.
Right.
In this. And there's some value in that.